Ahoy and welcome. This is Admiral. First off, I want to thank all subscribers and sundry other viewers for watching, and I appreciate your interest, curiosity, hate watching, or whatever else brings us together here into this little space on the frontier of the vast and ever expanding online universe. And I've mostly been enjoying everyone's feedback, the positivity, and the thoughtful critiques. Except for this guy, but I didn't exactly have high hopes for him. Let's talk about what my plans are for this channel, and in conjunction with this video, I'll be putting out a poll where you can vote for your preferred types of content. But first, I'll start off with an overview of the types of videos I've done up to now. The most common so far are what-if type videos, where I do practical explorations of possible bonuses or changes. In general, these are best understood as hypothetical and not necessarily things that I'm insistent on adding as universal changes to the game, although I think that the very best of them could be. Others could be candidates to be added on a limited basis, such as unique civilization bonuses, new game modes or maps, or new scenario editor objects. And the rest, of course, can just be left to mods that the interested can seek out. And this is the default position, as I'm just some guy doing practical brainstorming and not an official game developer. But I always like to ask you all which of the three categories you think each idea is best suited for, whether it be mods, new modes, or main game changes. Any official implementation of anything is up to the devs, and would imply high popularity among the player base, so I'm of the mind to acknowledge my relative lack of influence, my biases and blind spots, and just have fun with it. There will be hits and misses, but I figure that the cream will rise to the top,
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
and we can have interesting and entertaining discussions along the way. But if I can ever influence the game's development in a popular and positive way, all the better. And I'll advocate more strongly for things that I think would be the greatest possible additions or changes. But I also realize this type of content is not for everyone, just as T90's community games or low elo legends videos are not really for me, even though I love his pro tournament casts. The second category of content is existing game mechanics, trivia, rankings, and so forth. I've done several videos on this and have a few more in mind, but it is hard to come up with fully original videos that haven't been covered fairly well by other creators. And I want my channel to be pretty unique rather than being a knockoff of someone else's channel. I'm always very flattered by the occasional comparisons to Spirit of the Law, but I'm not here just to be serving up microwaved SOTL content, or worse, if I don't have something interesting to add to the conversation. Another broad genre of content that I will continue to do is community features, where the focus will be on someone else's creations, like the first two I've done. Future episodes may include mod or custom campaign reviews, or just my take on a popular discussion topic that's been making the rounds. I'll also do official content reviews where it's reasonable, like my Victors and Vanquished review, although there hasn't exactly been a wealth of new content since then. The fourth genre of content is historically or culturally themed, where we might take an in-depth look at a historical figure or unique unit, or a shallower but wider coverage of civilization AI leaders or bonuses, and perhaps even simulations of historical battles. I'm aware that some other creators have been doing this already, but again, I'll always make my content with an eye to provide a unique perspective, uncommon knowledge, or a creative presentation that you haven't seen before. And the final genre of content is what I'll just call whimsical.
I just don't get why you're saying it that way.
Why I'm saying what way?
Forget it.
I will forget it.
Although there's some overlap here with hypotheticals. Whether it's proposing intentionally over-the-top units or following the adventures of a legendary caveman, these occasional oddball videos are exclusively to entertain, which is mainly what my channel is for anyway, but more explicitly so for these types of videos. So those are the general categories, and there will probably always be at least a little of each of them, but you'll have the chance to vote for those types that you're most interested in. I'm open to other content types as well, from creator collaborations to Woad Raider cosplays, and I will always consider suggestions. Although I do already have quite a list of topics, and the main bottleneck is just the time it takes to make the videos and other background work that goes into them. And it is a lot of work, and frankly I've been burning the candle at both ends for quite a few months to put out the content that I have. That is my decision, of course, and I own it and am not owed for it, and am even crazy enough to enjoy it. But there is definitely an opportunity cost to making high-effort content for one of the less popular games, and the continuance of this channel, at least at anywhere near the current volume, and in anything past the very short term, is very dependent upon your support. Unfortunately, we've already seen several other high-effort AoE 2 creators succumb to attrition. I am of course not their equal in every regard, but we labor under some similar difficulties. So if you're in a position and of a disposition to donate, that will help tremendously. And I'm willing to offer incentives in terms of special topic voting, custom mods, or whatever we can agree is fair. There will likely be another poll about this specifically. And if you can't donate, your continued viewership is verily a vital and very valued avenue to vivify the viability of these visionary videos and vanquish a variety of vexations vis-a-vis the virtual voiding and vanishing of such a voluntary vocation. Whatever happens, I'll keep firing away as long as there is a shot in the locker, and let's see how far this ship can take us. Thanks again for your support, comments, critiques, and don't forget to vote if that's important to you. That's all for today, and thanks for watching. Ad Astra!